Hi folks, Ron Smith here again today, and I'm excited actually to be with you. Welcome to this broadcast. This program is for those that are struggling to overcome a drug addiction, for those that are helping someone who's struggling to overcome a drug addiction, and just to give some better life wisdom to make better life choices. And so this program today is going to be focused on fortifying your resolve. So in the therapeutic community, there's a statement or some words, there are some behaviors that are done when a person is dealing with heavy stress with life. And they do one of three things. They either fight, flight, or freeze. They either fight the situation that's going on, they either flight or run away from the circumstance that's going on, or they freeze and don't do anything. Well, today I'm here to introduce the fourth F, and that fourth F is to fortify. What do you mean by that, Ron? That means fortify your resolve to do the next right thing. This program's for you to be able to walk in newness of life. There's a website called The Fix, Addiction and Recovery, straight up, says, did you know that our stress responses are a built-in survival mechanism that alerts us to danger? Says different people respond to stressful events in different ways. And they go on to talk about the fight, flight, or freeze responses. Now, the fight response is arguments, not wanting to hear things that are actually something you want to take a look at, always upset when things don't go your way, fighting the situation where it's not helpful to actually fight the situation, or resist doing the next right thing, fighting, or then running away. So isolation is definitely a part of the withdrawal symptom of using drugs. So make sure you work on that piece, and you probably already are, because this program is for those that have some level of motivation to change and are already engaged in the process of self-development. So congratulations with that. So instead of running away from certain things, flighting, they call it, flight. You can now begin to function a little different, make better life choices in those circumstances. Or freeze. Freezing is when you don't want to hear about it. You may be sitting on the couch and just let time just pass you by instead of taking responsibility. Pray and then take responsibility. I don't believe in just pray and just do nothing, but pray and take responsibility, because God is going to honor your actions toward change. Okay? And you can do it because you've already come this far. Because if you're listening to this, you know that there's some things that you can do to improve your situation. And so now what we want to do is fortify. What do you mean by that, Ron? I mean fortify, that means strengthen your resolve. But the dictionary actually says fortify is to make strong, to add mental or moral strength. How many know you have to be mentally strong right now due to the COVID situation that's going on? Family members self-medicating, may not have a lot of support going on in your life. So it's time to strengthen your mental capacity. Because some people get upset around the littlest things. Offended. So you want to work on those things to fortify your resolve. That means you don't get offended easily. You're able to allow people to be themselves. If that's what they do, they would have done things the way they did it anyway, with or without you. So fortification is to strengthen your resolve, and the same situation or same circumstance, the same scenario that would have caused you to fight, flight, or freeze is the same exact scenario that will cause you to fortify. See, Because this program is not the practice ground, and I've said this before, but the practice ground is during the time of the challenge. That's the time to fortify, to strengthen your resolve. Okay? Even the Bible gives us some examples. Or pursue a righteous life, a life of wonder, faith, love, steadiness, courtesy. It's time to be steady. Steady in your recovery, steady in your daily choices, steady in your consistent pursuit. Bed and walked. The man at the pool of Bethesda, Jesus saw him lying there and said, "Don't you even want to be made well?" And he started making all the excuses. "Well, see, the thing is, what happened was," no. Jesus said, "Well, just pick up your bed and walk." And so he picked up his bed and walked. Now, later on, Jesus saw him in the synagogue and said, "See, you've been made well. Now stop sinning or something worse may come upon you." But just think about this for a moment. If two people were standing at the same place and began to walk and one stood still, the other person just kept walking. Years later, he's way up there. You can't even see him. He's out of sight. And then you'll say, "Well, how'd you be able to accomplish all this? How was this able to happen in your life? How were you able to stay drug-free for so many years? How were you able to go to school and get your degrees and buy houses and do all this stuff? How were you able to do that?" And the thing is, you just picked up your bed and walked. Walked in the newness of life. That's true fortification. Because our life, sometimes we want to get back, like going through the drive-through restaurant. We can't get our life back like that. Go through the drive-through and say, "I want my life back." And then you want to buy the life back on the dollar menu. And say, "I want the 99-cent special, and which is my life." And then drive out. No, it's going to take time for you walking in newness of life. And eventually, you'll be so far ahead that you won't even think back to using drugs. That'd be the last thing that you think about. Because why? You have learned to overcome the fight, flight, and freeze syndrome and begin to fortify. So until next time, I want you to like this page. I want you to share this page. I want you to subscribe to this page and throw me some comments down there just to see if in fact this is resonating with you or someone in your family or life that you're helping. And until next time, fortify. So here I am sitting at my desk, all for the sake of being able to bring you a message that you're a winner, that you are a conqueror. You're more than a conqueror. And you do all things through Christ, who strengthens you and gives you the power to move forward. I believe in praying and then taking responsibility. So we don't just pray and hope something happens. We pray and take responsibility. What does that responsibility look like? Well, going to work every day, showing up even when you don't feel like it. So the thing is, I'm here to encourage you to, do the next right thing. I know COVID 2020 has brought a lot of discouragement, but you know what? We don't get discouraged. We get encouraged to do the next right thing, because you can do it. Matter of fact, I was in my weight room one day and I was procrastinating. Actually, I didn't even get in there yet. I'm procrastinating to get in there. It took me about 45 minutes to get to the exercise bike. And as soon as I got there, I had this revelation. The Spirit of God said, "Or the fastest you get to your first minute of change, the sooner you get to your destiny." The faster you get to your first minute of change. So that means once you begin to change, don't put it off. Make some decisions today to do something different, to do something more positive with your life, to do something more positive with your choices. You don't have to continue in the same situation. Matter of fact, the guy, I was doing an assessment at a prison. I worked at a prison. And he said, "I don't have a choice, Ron." I said, "You have a choice." He thought he didn't have any choices anymore. I have to live like this. I have to sell drugs. I have to use. Well, you actually been delivered to two choices: life or death, blessing, cursing, right or wrong, problem or solution.
And I'm here to help you get into the solution rather than staying in the problem. Then how do I do that? Like never before. Read the Bible, read some books, educate yourself, practice new behaviors. There was a story that someone asked Michael Jordan, or made a statement actually, "You sure are lucky out there on the court when you make those free throws." And you know what Michael Jordan said? He said, "Every day in practice, I get luckier and luckier." So luck doesn't just happen. Those free throws didn't just happen. They came through practice, through consistently developing a skill of getting them into that free throw. So if you consistently develop the skill of doing something different rather than focus on not using drugs, but focus your skill on doing the next right thing, guess what? Drug addiction is a thing of the past. Let's see a professional. But if you're talking about this drug addiction, then that can be overcome. Anything can become overcome because God is our solution. But at the same time, I just don't want to put out there a person may listen at this and say, you know what, I have a mental health issue, or bipolar or something like that, or some schizophrenia. Ex-addict. I was addicted to drugs for over 20 years, on the street, homeless, and today I own my own business. And then now I'm helping you see how I got there, not in a business aspect, but just in a personal development aspect. Doing the next right thing gets you to wherever it is that your dreams and goals take you. But as a voice in the wilderness saying, you can do it, and I believe in you. So keep striving, keep pressing in there, because your hard work will pay off. God bless you.
Get your life together and then keep your life together all the days of your life.